Welcome back, everybody, to Net Talk 757, your one-stop shop for volleyball in the Hampton Roads area. And today, we are on the campus of Virginia Wesleyan with head coach Andrea Hoover and assistant coach Kayla Herman. And we're happy to have them with us, and we're excited about having our first interview, our first official interview. I'm Dave. Keith is behind a camera today, and we just wanted to swing by the College of Virginia Wesleyan during this snowstorm that we have, and Coach Hoover said that she could give us about 10-15 minutes to have a little interview here during her busy time, so we definitely wanted to use that opportunity. So, we're excited that we're here, and we can't wait to get started here. So, Coach Hoover, thank you for letting us come in here.
Thanks.
Coach Hoover has just finished up her 9th season as the head coach of Virginia Wesleyan, and had a great season, and she's only the 3rd coach in Virginia Wesleyan history, so she's been here for a while now and has built up a great program. And with her is her first assistant, Kayla Herman, who is a 2013 Virginia Wesleyan grad and the first All-American for the Virginia Wesleyan program. So congratulations on that. So anyway, let's. One of the first things I think our viewers would be very interested in knowing is, obviously you're not in your competition season. And so what on a regular basis do college coaches do right now?
Well, I think this is a big recruiting season for us. With club volleyball, we could be out every weekend recruiting and seeing different players. We are almost about to finish up with our 2015 recruiting class, definitely diving into 2016 and 2017. We were in D.C. for the Capitol Hill Classic last weekend.
Good.
And so that is a big chunk of what we're doing right now during this time of the year, and hoping to get some juniors on campus this spring to visit and see the campus.
Great.
Our players are working hard right now. It's something that is voluntary on their part. We can't make it mandatory, but I think they understand that it's necessary for us to meet the goals that we want to achieve. So
Now, when you're doing your in-gym segments, can that be run by you guys, or is that run by your captains?
we right now we have open gym,
Okay.
and that is run by our captains or by our captain,
Mhm.
and she is doing a great job. It really is just a chance for them to get in the gym and play. And like I said, we are allowed to be there to supervise and be there for safety precaution, but that really is the only
Okay.
job that we can do during that time in the gym.
Good. Any local 757 players on your list for possible recruitment at this time, or
Most definitely.
a couple?
Yes, we do
Good.
have a couple from the area.
Awesome. Excellent.
So.
Excellent. What are your schedules like as far as travel? Do you go outside of the Virginia area to do recruitment? I know you said you were up in Capitol Hill Classic. How far do you guys go as far as recruitment? Like how far, like what states are you recruiting from and that type of stuff?
I think we recruit really a pretty regional area. So we will recruit North Carolina, Virginia, West Virginia, New Jersey, Maryland, Pennsylvania, and that is usually, we'll occasionally get interest. We have a player on our roster from Florida. We have a player on our roster from Massachusetts. And so we do get interest from other states, and we will look into that interest and try to see them when we can. But I think it's a very regional area for us just because of our recruiting budget. We can get to tournaments in Pennsylvania. We can get to tournaments in North Carolina. I did go down to Big South in Atlanta last year. But it's very much the eastern seaboard.
And I know whenever I come into the office a little bit early today to set up, and Coach Hoover was busy on her computer, and I know one of the things I said was, how many, emails are you getting on a regular basis from athletes wanting to know more about your program or definitely interested in your program. So, on a regular basis, a weekly basis, how many emails are you going through for possible recruits?
We probably get about 40 to 50 emails between Kayla and I.
Mm-hmm.
Kayla has really started with our 2016 recruiting, and she can talk a little bit about what she's been doing and fielding those emails.
Yeah, definitely. I think after Monument City in January and now Capitol Hill, we've definitely been looking at a lot of 2016s, sending out emails and receiving a lot of emails. I probably received about 10 to 15 this week already, just from Capitol Hill and Monument together. So yeah, just trying to keep track of them all, email them back, make sure.
What do you guys find is the easiest way, or is it easy if, do you like when kids attach a video, or do you like them just introducing themselves and then sending a video later? How do you like to, what's the easiest way for you guys to get information?
I think that if a player wants to be recruited, a personalized email is the best way to go, or a phone call. I think that is, we get a lot of emails from recruiting services, and there are a few that I look at, but I pay the most attention to an email coming from an individual player to us and saying that they're interested. It's great to have a link. I think the easiest thing, the best thing right now is just to put your video up on YouTube and attach the link. It's so easy. You don't have to edit it.
A little bit personal, a little bit extra effort for the personal email, and then being able to connect a YouTube video so that you can easily get to it. And with today's technology, that's nice because you can get on your tablet, you can get on your phone for that matter, and so you could be in transit traveling and check out a kid's video, where if they don't have that and they're sending you a DVD, it's not as convenient. So.
And I think it does not have to be a highlight video.
Right.
I think a lot of people will go through a lot of trouble and time to get a highlight video. We want to see them make mistakes. We want to see how they react to their coaches. We want to see how they react to their teammates. And I think you get to see that when you just get a whole game film.
One of the questions I get a lot from parents and kids is, what about background stuff? Do you like the background music? Do you not like the background music? So no.
It's fun. I'm always interested to see what kind of music they put on. I had one recruit tell me that her mom picked the music, so not to judge. But I actually really like the music, so that probably dates me a little bit.
But that can tell you a little bit in some ways the personality of the kid too, right? So,
yeah, definitely.
I mean, I think anything that they're throwing in there probably gives you an idea of what the kid's like. So I think one of the hardest things probably with coaches, right, is you're trying to decide between 50, 60 kids by not even really knowing that kid right off the bat. So
anything that could give you something to hold on to remember them is just going to help so much more. But
so on that note, what are some? Has there been anything recently that really caught your attention? That was really neat. That you were like, wow, that's really creative. That's really cool.
We had a recruit send a pretty long email to both of us recently in 2016, and just told us kind of about her. Volleyball definitely was like first and foremost, but then told us a little bit more about her. She enjoys horseback riding, and a couple other things like that. And so it was really cool to have received that email, that letter, read it through, and then gone to watch her play at Capitol Hill and been like, I know a little bit about her. And it definitely stood out in my head, and I wanted to make sure I took the time to go see her in DC because I wanted to put, the game to the face and to the letter, which was cool.
It would have been really cool if she would have rode her horse up to the camera and then spiked the ball off the horse.
Right, that would have been awesome.
That would have been memorable, though, right?
She sent a picture with her on the horse too, which was
that was
cool.
good. Well, there you go. That's close. That's closer than I thought.
We do like to try to get to know our recruits as best we can, and we want our players to get to know them. I think we at Virginia Wesleyan really pay attention to our team dynamic because we carry a large roster. So we have 18 players in the gym competing, but we want them to be a family and support each other too. And so we really try to take care of our team dynamic.
Well,
that's important.
And one thing that you said that I think is sort of neat, and I would like to mention it to the viewers and see if I understand what you're getting at. How important after a kid leaves a visit is it? I'm sure you meet with your team.
We do.
How important is what they say about the player determine whether you recruit them or not?
It is so important.
A lot.
We take our players' feedback 100%. I mean, we want to hear what they say. It's very important to us. If there is an issue or a problem that they feel comes from that visit, we're going to address it. We're going to talk about it and see if we want to continue to pursue that recruit. Doesn't matter how good they are.
Awesome. Well, thank you. And we're come back from a little break here. We're going to talk to Coach Hoover about maybe what she would do at a normal practice and how they run their program and that kind of fun stuff. So catch us. We'll be back. Net Talk 757. we're back with 757 Net Talk, and we are on the campus of Virginia Wesleyan here with Coach Hoover and Coach Herman, and we're talking college volleyball. And in this little segment, I thought we would sort of go away from the recruitment stuff and maybe get into a little bit more of, what's your philosophy about college volleyball, maybe how you handle your gym, what goes on in your gym on a regular basis. So let's go sort of in that direction. So if I'm an outsider and I don't know a whole lot about volleyball and my kid plays, so I've been around a little bit, but I don't know the college game of volleyball at all, and I happen to just walk into your gym during a practice, give me an idea of what maybe I would be seeing, what the atmosphere is like, that kind of stuff.
I think, we want our gym to be, at times, a very high-energy gym. I think you would see our kids working hard, and, we think that working hard is fun. So I think that hopefully they would see people enjoying the game, getting better at the game, but working hard and knowing that we have a goal in mind that practice, and that is to get better. We really try to use two courts as often as we can to get that individual time, and then we will join together as on one court at the end of a practice. So there's definitely a progression to our practice as far as, ball handling, individual skills, team things that we need to address before our next match, and ending with 6-on-6 things.
Nice. Now here's a question you get, and obviously different coaches have different philosophies. What's your philosophy on, okay, so you finish up your practice in more of a team 6-on-6 type of thing, which obviously is going to be some sort of game play or whatever. What is your philosophy as far as punishment goes? Is punishments used, or is losing its own punishment?
There's always a consequence in our gym, and that usually is some type of fitness related thing. and so, we want the girls to compete every drill, all throughout practice, and in order for that to happen, we want them doing something at the end of each drill. We also have tried some other things where if they, we'll chart every individual's wins. We used a whiteboard in class or in practice a lot, and if their team won, they got to put a slash on their whiteboard. So at the end of a practice, they could see who led the team in wins, who, down to who was the last person with.
So they're always competing,
yes,
regardless of what's going on, and they're getting feedback of where they rank in that competition.
Right. We actually, this year was the first year we did this, and we really liked it. We posted a depth chart in our locker room. So they knew exactly where they were on the depth chart. And I think the feedback we got from our players, too, that was motivating for them, because if they could see exactly where we thought they were, and, they would come in.
And if that changed, if that moved, along with, we also posted practice statistics and game statistics, and the wins, losses. If they win, we would post throughout the week, so we would add it up, and it was good to see the competition of the girls wanting to move higher or wanting to beat the number one.
Did you find that the relationship between their accomplishments in practice was pretty similar to the game, or did you have some people who were practice players but struggled maybe transferring that over to game situations?
We would occasionally, I think you get a practice player who shines in practice and earns their opportunity in matches, because that's our philosophy, that you're going to earn your opportunity in matches in practice, with consistent performance in practice. And so they always get a chance in a match, and it's a matter of if they're going to take that chance and use it. And so sometimes there's a little bit of a disconnect there, but they get the opportunity because of what they do in practice. And I think for the most part, the majority, it reflects.
Yeah.
All right, so let's change pace here a little bit. And for someone who maybe has never been on the campus and been to a Virginia Wesleyan match, describe game day for me. When does it start? What do the kids do? When do they have to show up for the locker room? What's up with, who decides what you're wearing for warm-ups or what you're wearing for the game that day? Give me the whole spiel as if I'm coming in and I want to know what's going on behind the scenes of game day.
Well, I can probably speak from a player and a coach now. A player, I think it's definitely hard to focus in class on game day. We tend to wear our warm-ups and try and make it known on campus that, hey, we have a game today, you better be at the game. So yeah, a lot of the focus is on the game during classes, but most importantly, you gotta go to your classes and do all
This
of
is
that.
from your coach talk. So
first.
Virginia Wesleyan girls, who I know after this episode is going to become friends on the Facebook page,
Right,
Net Talk 757. They're going to check out the video, and if you don't have Facebook, that's no excuse because we're on YouTube. Go onto YouTube, Net Talk 757 with Dave and Keith. You'll still be able to see the video. So after you like this video and you
Better go to
watch
class.
it, you better get to class. And don't daydream.
They do.
Right.
They get to class.
They get to class.
Right.
The daydreaming, we can
Makes-
only control so far.
Right.
But usually games are around 6:30 or 7. So about, I'd say as a player, as soon as your classes are over, between 3:30 and 4, usually, you're starting to focus for sure on like the plan ahead. You'll get to the training facility and get taped, get heated, do whatever you need to do to get ready physically. There's a lot of time in the locker room done for the mental side to just try and prepare mentally for the game. There's also a time of just having fun with your team, though. You know, usually music is blasting. Girls focus in different ways. Some girls will have their own headphones on. Some people will just be listening to the music. Some people will be having fun. Some people will be pretty focused and stern. And we used to also like play a little game before every game. But I don't really know if they do as much anymore.
We talk a lot about them doing what they need to get
What they need.
prepared prior to the match. We walk
Definitely.
into the locker room an hour before the match begins. That we talk about our scouting report and the goals of the match for us, for
Mhm.
our team. And then, but prior to that, we really put the ownership on them to get prepared for the match, to do what they need personally to be prepared for the match. And, you know, we make sure they know that that's very important.
And there's definitely like girls on different levels of what it takes. Some people, you know, just need Tiffany, our starting outside hitter. Just she sits in her corner, and she just sits there and she listens to the music out loud, but she just sits there and doesn't do much other than that. I think she really likes to mentally focus in stuff like that for sure.
Good question from Marin.
Yeah, we'll continue that with her.
Right.
And then you have how long for a warm up? Like once the refs get there, how long do you have?
We go in and talk with them in an hour, and I think we usually encourage them to start their warm up at 50 minutes. So we've shortened that in years than it has been in years past, and I think our players are very grateful for
Yeah.
that. So,
Definitely
but I
sweating
think
before
we
you
need to
start.
we do everything we need to do to get them prepared.
Any slogans you guys say or anything? Are you guys or is anyone on your team superstitious? I know some coaches have to write a lineup a certain way or wear certain outfits or whatever. What's a superstition on game day that you guys do?
I try not to be superstitious, but I usually am a little superstitious. This year we were on a bit of a winning streak, and I didn't wash my pants.
Yeah.
So I
a
had,
couple games
so I
in a
was
row.
in the circle for us before we prayed, before we went on the match, and I told someone that I didn't wear my pants, and they thought it was gross. But so I stopped telling them. But you know, we try. I would say there are probably some players of ours that have superstitions as well.
I mean, there's the ritual, the team ritual that happens before, where the girls have to run out certain people in a row. You have to hit the door as you run out. You have to hit the other door as you run into the gym.
Right.
Those things, pretty straightforward.
I like to believe that we control our own destiny.
Right.
She also will never not knock on wood if.
Correct.
Do you write the lineup a certain way?
No.
No. Okay. And I know some coaches will do
Sometimes
that.
I switch my pens.
Okay.
If we didn't do well with one, I'll do a different pen. I have a lot of pens in my pencils in my bag.
The coaching staff ate a Reese's
Every
before
time,
every
before
game.
every
That was
match.
my
That's
doing.
maybe I have to
that
join
was
the coaching
important.
staff. I like Reese's.
I brought Reese's down every game.
Yeah. And we do have a couple slogans. We have it's probably supposed to be pronounced Kaizen, but we pronounce it Kaizen, and it's a Japanese business term that means continuous improvement. And we talk about that. It's usually on our warm-up shirts somewhere, and we just talk about improving every day, whether it's in the classroom, in the weight room, in the gym. That is the goal for everyone in our gym, to improve it every day, and then in turn we'll improve as a team every day.
Mm-hmm.
And then relentless pursuit, which hopefully when people watch us, they realize that we don't want balls to hit the floor without somebody going after them. And so, we want people to look at our team in a match and know that we work as hard as we can, we play with a lot of heart, we get after it. And so relentless pursuit is something we talk about in all of their goals, whether it's academic goals, individual goals, team goals, and then the way we play.
Nice. Good. Wish I had eligibility left. I'd sign up today.
All right. I've
Probably,
seen you play.
Probably need
Pretty
to be a
good.
girl, but we can get past that whole situation. So I guess maybe one more question for you guys, for our players who are out there who may be considering Virginia Wesleyan or a school like Virginia Wesleyan. Give me some reasons that you feel Division III volleyball is a great fit for some kids.
Do you want to go first?
Sure. I think for me, going through the whole recruiting process, looking at Division III schools was huge for me, just because I wanted to be able to have a life outside of volleyball. We do spend a lot of time in the gym. We do spend a lot of time. The girls spend a lot of time together. But there is a side where you can have a different friend group and actually have time with them. You can be involved in other things on campus or off campus. You can have a job and get to go to it and actually have a schedule. Things like that just it makes it more freeing, and you get a college experience like you might not get at a higher volleyball level, because you get to do more things, I think, personally. I love Virginia Wesleyan's a great school, just for the fact that we have such a good community here. Everyone from the volleyball team to the soccer team to your professors to the lunch ladies, the ladies who serve at lunch, to our janitors, we're all close. Everyone knows each other. Everyone cheers for each other. They come to our games and they cheer for us. They're our biggest fans. So it's just really cool, because our school is small, because we're a Division III school. It provides an opportunity for that community for sure.
I think the thing for me that sticks out with Division III is that players are playing for the love of the game, and they're not getting an athletic scholarship. They're in the gym because they love volleyball. They're passionate about volleyball. They enjoy the game. They enjoy being part of a team and being part of a program. I think the balance is huge. Some people are looking for that balance, but I think the level of play is similar amongst Division II, III, and small Division I. I think you compete at a high level of play. You get to experience college outside of the gym, and you're playing with people that love the game as much as you do, and that's why they're doing it.
And that's definitely important. I mean, it is a game, right? And you hope that you're enjoying what you're doing, or it doesn't make much sense in doing it.
Right.
So, sounds great to me. Sign me up. And hopefully a lot of you guys like what you've heard today. If you're interested in Virginia Wesleyan, please contact Coach Hoover. We're going to put some stuff up on the website for that, how you can get in touch with them. And I'm sure they would love to get a phone call and a video link. And I'm sure they would love to see you out at some of their home games. So, again,
sure.
Thank you, Coach Hoover.
Thank you.
Kayla, thank you for having us in, and we appreciate you taking some time to talk with Net Talk 757. And keep digging, everybody. Net Talk 757, your one-stop shop in Hampton Roads for volleyball.